Hello there. Welcome to the first edition of our program, Health and Wellness, for the year 2023. Happy New Year. My name is Winifred Webber, and of course, in the studio, I have my co-presenter, Patience Ejerica.
Good afternoon, viewers.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, we are not alone. We have a veteran guest that is joining us. He has actually joined us live on the program, and he is the president, Guild of Medical Directors, Dr. Raymond Biodun Kuti. Good afternoon, Doctor. Good afternoon,
Good
Doctor.
afternoon, Dr. Raymond.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Good
I can
afternoon,
hear
Doctor.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. Wishing you the same.
Yes. No, we want to be looking at the impact, this brain drain and the impact on Nigerian's health sector. Yesterday, your association came up with a press release, and which was quite worrisome. You raised an alarm over what you call the worsening brain drain in the health sector. So I want you to throw light on that, because there have been reports of even in UI, so many tertiary institutions of doctors, nurses, and other health practitioners leaving their employ to go for greener pastures overseas. What is actually happening?
Well, it's unfortunately it's cutting across all the health sector, apart from doctors.
Yes, we just
All
want to
the
look at the health sector now.
yes, I mean yes, that's what I said. You know, I don't want to talk for doctors alone when it comes to the issue of brain drain. I know even in most teaching hospitals, UCH cried out last December that they have lost over 600 of their member of staff to the Japa syndrome. And then, of course,
Yes,
in last
that is good.
That's a new word.
the Lagos State Teaching Hospital has lost about 30% of its staff who have traveled abroad. And I can tell you, with the government hospitals, there see probably 30% of the patients are having such a problem. Think of what is happening in the private sector. Most hospitals now do not have backup doctors to see their patients. We are now having a situation in which doctors are working over 20 hours a day to keep the hospital functioning. And that is what we are facing now in this country. An average young doctor in Nigeria plans to leave. And it's even very scary that the residency program, which is in a situation in which doctors try to specialize, the two colleges that conduct the exam for them, they're having lower level of people trying to specialize now in Nigeria. I remember the president for the postgraduate college was lamenting that they, they are losing about 40% of doctors who want to specialize leaving the country. So we're talking of out of 100 doctors trying to specialize, 40 of them are already left. That is the scary part of getting to the health sector in this country. And we have to look into it and do something very fast and very drastic to stop the tide.
Yeah. Okay. Now, doctor, according to WHO, that is World Health Organization, the standard is supposed to be one doctor to about 400 patients. Now, given the situation of this brain drain of doctors to overseas, what is the situation on ground? How many a doctor do we have to how many patients now?
Fortunately, for now, I cannot give you a straight answer to that. But I know we were really bad. They were seeing one doctor to about 600 patients. But I know in some specialty, we are seeing a situation in which one doctor is to about 200 patients. Just 200, 200,000 patients, which cannot, unless the doctor will honor. We are getting situations in which, like I said, doctors work 20 hours a day to make a hospital work, and that cannot be sustainable. That is a thing that may not be achievable as things will go on. So we need to really, really look into what is causing these problems and how to stop the problem.
Okay. Now, doctor, what should be done about it? You said something need to be urgently done about it to curb it. So what should be done about it?
Well, you see, we have to look at the problems first. What are the concerns? What are the challenges we're having in the health sector that is making people run away? Number one is the remuneration. If the amount you are being paid and not make you live the type of life you want to live, you will want to go to an atmosphere where you get it. And I use this as an example. As let's use UK as an example. An average doctor there, after tax, takes in about a junior doctor, takes in about £3,000. That's about 2.5 million naira. An average consultant, a specialist in Nigeria, a professor of medicine in Nigeria, takes in about 600,000 a month. A junior doctor takes about 300,000 to 400,000 naira. And you have to say, okay, will that even sustain me here? No. So the remuneration is one big problem doctors are facing here. And of course, we all know there's underfunding of health sector in the country. The WHO standard says when at least 50% of the amount, your budget on health in Nigeria, an average state spend between 2 to 3% of their budget on health. And that covers not only the capital expenditure and also the recurrent expenditure, and also to research and training. That cannot handle anything. So an average doctor in Nigeria is undertrained. You see, unfortunately, the world is a global village now. You see what the other contemporaries are doing outside the country, and you know you can carry out such a thing. But because you do not have enough equipment, enough training, enough exposure to have such a thing, of course, frustration will come in. So underfunding of health sector, especially both private and public, is another major problem we're having. And of course, an average doctor wants to progress in life. There is poor career opportunities in Nigeria. For even those who want to specialize, 1,000 of them apply for specialist course. You don't take more than 30 or 40 into the teaching hospital. You have over 900 of them outside trying to see how do I specialize and improve myself professionally. How do I progress my profession and move upward? The opportunity is low. So an average Nigerian sees that if I do not get into residency, that is trying to specialize, then what's the purpose of training? So the poor career opportunities and progression is another major issue there. And of course, the job satisfaction. You overwork yourself, you are underpaid. and it has been, like I said, it cuts across. Has nothing to do with your cadre in the hospital or where you work, whether private or public. You are totally overworked to get your underpaid. And then, of course, that's of course more in the government hospital. The intraprofessional rivalry that happens in most of the government hospitals is pretty much things. We're having a situation in which we do the best surgery, you may carry out the best surgery, successful surgery, but because you do not have the support of the team and cohesion in the team, the patient. So poor governance adherence is also a big problem we're having in most of the hospitals in Nigeria. And of course, the thing that everybody's afraid of, the insecurity in the society. You know that you cannot be very comfortable traveling interstate again. The poor infrastructure, general one, talking of the electricity, water supply, road. Those are things that are public domain that you need to want to do. I tell everybody if you work in Aja and you live in Oshodi, you spend about 4 hours in traffic. So those are things that are making most doctors to leave. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
And Dr. Sir, we know we already had a system, and these trends has brought in a gap. How do we bridge this gap, Dr. Sir?
Which of the gaps? The people running away or
Workforce, the workforce,
the
the workforce in the health sector.
yes, well, it is the way to handle it and usually is number one, like I said, we have to look at the reasons why people are running away. One of the reasons is, like I said, is the salary. If we get a situation in which government pay well and private hospitals pay well, most doctors will not want to run away. And I use the example of the South Africa when during the apartheid period, when Mandela won the election. Most of the professionals in South Africa were not sure what would happen. So most of them were leaving South Africa in droves. What did they do in South Africa? They put in a lot of funds into the professional field, especially into the health. I'm talking of a situation in which people have as much as 700% increment in their income. Somebody earning 100,000 is increased to about 700,000. So that made them that look at let us wait and see how things will wait. Government has to push a lot of money into that sector, both public and private. Let us have a good and impressive remuneration for doctors. And the interesting thing, government tried some years ago, because private hospitals were paying more than government hospitals. And then government hospitals came up with the idea that look, let's pay as much as private hospitals. So most of the workers from the private sector went to the government sector. And of course, inflation took everything away from everybody. So the money was not even good enough to get you home. So you have to think that, okay, even I've gotten to this level, I can't get more than this. What do we do? But we have a situation in which we have enough money to pay everybody and have good remuneration. I'm sure some will say, okay, let me wait. Even apart from the general problem we're having of insecurity, of bad lights, of bad days, let me wait. With what I'm doing here, I can live a comfortable life. That's one of the ways I believe they can do it. They have to push in more funds into that. And then, of course, you have to invest more into the private practice. Like I said, 7 out of 10 patients are staying in private practice. The government sees the government hospital as the only place where money should be pushed into. I believe where the patients go more is where the money should be put into. Yes, during COVID intervention fund was based on it. Government raised about 100 billion through the CBN to push into the health sector. But I can tell you that majority of private hospitals do not have access to that money. And clearly stated, look at the best way to check that is let the CBN print out the names and the amount, give it to all the private hospitals this fund was given to. And then let us now do self-audit that, okay, the government has given me $500 million. What have I done to use money to improve services to the patients I'm attending to? But we see where the problem was, the money was given to CBN, nobody from private sector was involved in the disbursement. So we did not even know the parameters that were used to give the money out. The government needs to push more money to private sector where people have access to services. And of course, I know there are doctors who are abroad who wants to come back. There's doctors who are abroad who want to come to do internship in Nigeria. I'm talking of Nigerian doctors trained abroad that want to come and practice in Nigeria, feel the ground, and know whether they want to come back fully or not. Government will encourage them. They should give incentive for them to let them come back and practice. We have super specialists, Nigerians abroad that carry out impressive projects abroad. Why can't you say, okay, come back, give you to let these things done? And of course, we need to also improve the exchange of program for residents. Many years back, about 20 years back, Nigerian doctors, when you get to the level of your training, you are given the opportunity to stay and learn abroad, to stay abroad for 1 year at least, to learn new techniques and new experiences. So that at least that will give you an excellent exposure for what you're doing, so you can come back to practice it there. Of course, government cancelled that. And so Nigerians are now having which they do not have a good opportunity and access to exchange programs like that. Those are the things I believe we should start encouraging so that people can have ideas from abroad and then come to that. Because I can tell you one of the reasons why them are living in the know the see what can be done outside this country. They wish they would be able to do those things, but unfortunately, they do not have the opportunity to get there because the government is not encouraging them. But if you have a situation in which the government says, okay, I'm going to do this, spend 1 year there, learn all these things, and then come back, come and teach other people how to do such a thing. Of course, there's no big deal there. People are carrying out robotic surgeries now. We don't have any center that does this in Nigeria. And I know Nigerians out there carrying out such surgery. So if we have a situation or a plan in which the government can let people go for such programs and learn them, great. If we have intervention cardiology now, we have intervention radiology now. Those are areas Nigerians are interested in, and let them learn those things abroad. And then they can come back and use. So of course, we have to invest in also technology. Technology is the in thing now. Artificial intelligence is taking care of many things, not only in other fields, but also in medicine. They are not cheap. And like I said, I mean, yeah, an average private hospital spend close to, I mean, I don't think an average private hospital spend $50,000. Artificial intelligence and other technology to improve hospital. Not that I cannot, but it's not, I mean, it will not be financially advisable for such an hospital, private hospital to do it. But if we have a situation in which a government establishment is taking over such a telemetric part of medicine, of technology, then private hospitals can key into it and it will be cheaper for them. Technology drives everything around the world now. And health sector we cannot run away. Because we do not have the people on ground and we see import technology. We need to pay for them. But we have a situation in which we can have people to get them for us fine. Because that's just most of the equipment we have in this country. We do not have good competent people to handle them. So if you have all the high quality equipment, and you do not have good biomedical engineers to handle them for you, you pay $1, you bring in engineer to handle them for you. Those are the things that make us be expensive. So those are places where I believe government should be pushing more money and encourage both the doctors and other health workers to give the best to Nigerians.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes.
Doctor,
Sir.
Doctor, lastly, sir, still on bridging the gap. How about replacing doctors that are leaving the country? Is that possible?
To replace them.
Yes, sir.
Um, the way I see it, trying to fill a leaking bucket. I'll tell you this. Averagely, Nigeria is 1,300 doctors every year from all the teaching hospitals. And the need of doctors in Nigeria is 6,000 every year. So we don't even have enough doctors in training. And out of this 1,300, I can tell you 40% of them will leave. So we have deficit of that. And of course, we are very confident. We want quality. We cannot just say because we need a lot of doctors, just start pushing out people and call them doctors. No. But the way we have also told the government is this. Let private hospitals start teaching medical students. Start training rather medical students. I know members of the guild that have tertiary hospitals, that have very impressive hospitals, call it all around the country. In Lagos, in Ikeja, in PI, Techias, they have enough equipment, enough personnel, enough patients to start training medical students. I think the Medical and Dental Council, that is the body that approves the establishment of medical schools and give accreditation. Start giving that a thought. Go around these hospitals and see how they can encourage private hospitals that can handle them to start teaching hospitals, to start teaching medical students. Yes, some of them are training some specialists, residents, but we need to start pushing them there. And one way, although many people will not like it, when you go to a private hospital as a medical student, you are bonded. What do I mean by that? If I say, okay, the training is for the next 6 years, I will train you, but you have to work for us for another 6 years once you graduated before you can leave the sector. Yes. And I think that's one way we can do it. But unfortunately, we like it or not, we are under producing doctors in Nigeria. And unfortunately, apart from that, many of the population of the doctors being produced are also leaving. So I think it's a situation we need to really sit down. It's a big problem. We need to sit down, both the government, the public sector, the private sector, the university sector, and see how we can bridge and get this problem resolved. But we need to start training and encouraging people to even go into health and become doctors. Because I can tell you, in Nigeria, medical education is cheap, relatively, compared to when you do it abroad. It's cheaper for those people that after you train your doctors, the cheap rate, they invite them over and use them and just entice them with something better than what they are getting in Nigeria. Although, unfortunately, lower what they will give their own people there. So we need to restructure ourselves in this country and see how we can get the best and make Nigerian doctors be proud to want to stay and work better for the country.
We are no longer hearing being used so clearly, and unfortunately, time is no longer on our side. We're getting signs that we should understand
was nice.
Maybe as is well. Okay. This is what we call it a day on today's health and wellness program on Leadership Television. We hope to see more of you, sir, on our subsequent programs. We've been having our virtual guest, the president of Guild of Medical Directors, Dr. Raymond Biodun Kuti. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence today. Look forward to seeing you more on the program. So, patients, we leave here.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us. Same time next week, we'll be here to discuss another topic. We would love to have you join us again. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.